Today, this tutorial is on how to write the basic scripts in R for someone who is very new to R. So let's see how to open a script file first, because that's where we are going to write our code. So you can open a script file either using the file option here in the file menu and select new file and select R script. Or else you can easily do it by the quick buttons here. So you have this new file, you click it, and then it comes a drop down menu where you can find our script here. Also, you can use this control, the shortcut, which is Control Shift and N in Windows, and I'm gonna use that. So once you open an R script in any of those ways, you get a script like this. So you have the cursor and your first line here. And in an R script, here you can save the R script with this, and also you can run the code by pressing on this one. So when running the code, what you have to remember is, like, if you, let's say, type some gibberish like this, and then like your code, and if you want a part of it to be tested, you can like run it. So for an example, if I run this one, what would I give? So it gives an error report like that. Like it couldn't like read the code because it's not a code at all. So likewise, you can get errors, or you can get an output in the console here. So now let's see what are the things that we can do. So in R also you can like use basic arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? And so you can use R as a simple calculator even. For an example, if you want to add two numbers, you can use it easily, like 5 plus 2. You can either like keep the cursor on the line that you want to run or want the output, or you can highlight it. So here, keeping the cursor is much more easier. So, and then I press run. So you get the answer as 7. Or else another way is there. It is to press the shortcut icon, which is like shortcut buttons, which is Control and Enter. So again, you get the same output. Whatever that is easy for you, you can use it. And similarly, you can use 5 minus 2, and then you press Control Enter, you get the output. And also division, 5 divided by 2, you get 2.5. And also you can use the raised to the power, 5 raised to the power 2, 25. And also there are like other operators that are not commonly used, but will come handy if you are writing functions and all. So one thing is integer division. So 5 integer division 2, and then you get 2. That means this is the nearest integer that it can be divided into. It's 2.5 when it divided by 2, but like the nearest integer would be 2. So you get 2. And if you want to get the remainder of the integer division rounded off to the nearest integer, you can just write like this, 5, and that would be 2 percentage marks divided by 2. So that is 1, because it's a 0.5, it rounded off to the nearest integer number. So these are the basic arithmetic operations that you have to use when using R. For an example, now you type like this, but you don't know what this is actually. After like you save it and then come back on another day, and you need to like know why I typed this. So you might need to add a little comment sometimes in front of your code or like that. So R has the hash, means it ignores whatever that comes next to hash. Like for an example, this is addition. So if you run this addition part, that what comes next to the hash will be ignored. Just it would run that is before the hash. So you can even write have a separate line for the comment. So these are comments. So you can like say subtraction, subtraction, division, or you can like even use 2 hashes. It depends on so once you like press 1 hash, that whole line after the hash is ignored, or ignore the whole thing. Right, so these are the main thing that you have to know when you are writing the script. Another thing that we're gonna like learn today is to defining what you call as a variable. Yeah, so let's see how to define a variable. So variable is something like you assign a name to a thing that you're going to use. Let's say for an example, you're going to want to get the percentage score of any exam, right? So for that, what you need is, you need the total score allocated for the exam, and also you need the marks obtained for the particular person. Obtained, or the score that is obtained. Right, so the equation in that sense would be, so the percentage score would be its marks obtained divided by the total score, and the whole thing will be multiplied by 100 to get the percentage. So this is basic maths, right? But if you say, if you want to calculate, like, you know, there are different tests and you just want this to automate, you cannot, like, you know, type everything over and over again at every instance. So what you can do is you can assign a variable to the total score. You can say the total score is, let's say A is the total score. So, and you use this mark to assign the variable. That means A is like, is, let's say, whatever the value that you give. So for an example, in this case, I'll use 200. So A means it's 200. So this kid, whoever it is, has obtained 150. So I give another variable B for who has obtained 150 out of 200 of the total score. And then I can write a simple function, let's say percent score equals, so marks obtained would be now B, and the total score would be A, and that would be multiplied by 100. Okay, now if you select everything and run this, the answer will be calculated, but it's not printed because it's saved in this variable. So you can simply write print and then the variable. So you have to show it, like R only keeps it to himself but does not like share it. So you might have to command R to share it. So this is, if you run the whole thing again, you get the answer, it's 75%. Right, but then you want to calculate the score of another test. Do you want to type all these things over again? No. It's like, say, for an example, you have a test where you have the highest score as 150 and the kid has obtained 125 out of 150. So what you have to do is just write, again, run the whole thing and you get the, run the whole thing and you get the answer. So you have to select all, otherwise it would only run the line that has the cursor on. So it's 83.33333. So likewise, you can use variable to assign how what the value, assign a value. So it's easy if you assign variables. See, this is a simple case. But when it comes to complex cases, where there's like a lot to write, when you have a variable, it's much more easier than, writing everything over and over again. Okay, hope you had a nice idea about what I've taught you today. And if you have any questions, drop a comment, and thank you for watching.